Well, a terrorism investigation has indeed been opened into the events in Strasbourg last night. But speaking to French radio this morning, the Deputy Interior Minister, Laurent Nunez, has said that a terrorism motivation here has in no way been established. Laurent Nunez urging caution as far as the language media uses concerning this crime. Now, the prime suspect in this attack is known to authorities. The person in question, a 29-year-old born in Strasbourg, has been charged and convicted of multiple crimes in both France and in neighbouring Germany. The suspect had nonetheless been alerted to security services after they directed what the Deputy Interior Minister called radical tendencies in his religious practice, but he also said that there was absolutely nothing in this person's behaviour to suggest that he would be inclined to carry out an attack of this nature. Now, 5 people are now in detention in connection with the 3 murders and numerous attacks on Strasbourg's Christmas market last night. The chief suspect, however, is still very much on the run 13 hours after he first opened fire.
Indeed, that chief suspect, they're saying it might not have been a terrorist attack in that broader sense of having international influence. But what more can you tell us about this gunman who authorities are saying was on that fiche S, that watch list here in France?
He was on that terrorism watch list, the so-called S dossier. That means that he had been flagged up for extremist tendencies. Now, the question on everyone's lips today is, why was someone who was on this so-called fiche S list, why was he able to acquire in the first place an automatic weapon, and then why was someone like this able to access such a densely populated part of such a well-populated city? Now, it's important to remember here that there are some 20,000 people in France on that so-called fiche S list, and it is quite simply impossible to keep track of all of them. Very importantly, in this case, the chief suspect has an extensive criminal record. We've learnt that he was charged and convicted for crimes in both France and Germany, none of which had terrorist motivations. He does, it seems, fit the profile of a number of authors of attacks of a similar nature, people with an extensive criminal background, some of whom may have been radicalised in prison. We're getting increasingly a clearer picture of just who this 29-year-old Strasbourg native may be.